Picture the arena lights, the roar of 40,000 voices crashing into one deafening wave. And in the center of it all, a man who has already conquered mountains most fighters never even see, walking back into the fire after 5 long years away. This is the story of Conor McGregor, not the myth, not the headlines, the man beneath all of it, and the storm that's still building around him. 5 years, half a decade of surgeries, comebacks that never came, whispers that the king had lost his throne for good. Critics said he was finished. They said the fire had burned out. They said the Conor McGregor, who once conquered 2 divisions at the same time, who once made the entire sport bend around his gravity, was nothing more than a memory. But then came UFC 329. The build-up alone was enough to shake the foundations of the sport. Every network, every outlet, every fan with a pulse turned their eyes toward one name. And when the numbers came in, they didn't just meet expectations, they shattered them. Paramount Plus saw viewership numbers explode, the kind of monster ratings that remind everyone in the business of one undeniable truth. Whatever Conor McGregor still has left, it is not gone. It cannot be manufactured. It cannot be replicated. It can only be witnessed. And then disaster. 69 seconds. That's all it took. 69 seconds into the biggest comeback fight of his life. And the sound no fighter ever wants to hear. A body giving out under the weight of its own ambition. A knee buckling. A crowd gasping. A dream, seemingly crumbling in real time. Right there under the lights. In front of the entire world. For a lesser competitor. That might have been the final chapter. The tragic ending. The cautionary tale whispered about for years to come. But this is Conor McGregor we're talking about. And if there's one thing his story has taught us again and again, it's that endings are never quite what they seem. Even Dana White, the man who has built empires and broken records alongside him, couldn't help but marvel at what McGregor represents. Speaking on the Pivot podcast, White called him nothing short of revolutionary. Not just for the UFC, but for the sports world at large. He described McGregor as a unicorn, a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon born from a specific moment, a specific place, a specific storm of timing and talent that will never occur again. White made it clear, there will be other stars, there will be other champions, but there will never, ever be another Conor McGregor. Let that sink in. The most powerful man in combat sports, a man who has seen thousands of fighters walk through his doors, look the world in the eye and admit it. This one is different. This one is singular. This one cannot be replaced. But now, as the echoes of UFC 329 fade and the reality of recovery sets in, a new chapter begins. One written not in the cage, but in operating rooms and rehab facilities. McGregor now faces the daunting task of surgically repairing that knee, the very knee that betrayed him in front of the world. It's a brutal, grinding process. Months of pain, months of discipline, months where the roar of the crowd is replaced by the silence of physical therapy rooms, where the only opponent left to fight is his own body. And yet, true to form, McGregor has already made his intentions known. He is not walking away. He is not retiring into the shadows. He has vowed, publicly and unapologetically, to return to the octagon once more, with his sights set on a comeback as early as next summer. Think about that for a moment. A man who has already given the sport everything, championships, spectacle, controversy, redemption arcs stacked on top of redemption arcs, is preparing to do it all over again. Not because he has to, because something inside him refuses to let the story end on someone else's terms. But here's where things get even more explosive. Buried within the fine print of his current UFC contract lies a detail that could reshape the landscape of mixed martial arts entirely. McGregor has only one fight remaining on his deal. One. That's it. And when that final bout is fulfilled, whenever it happens, however it happens, he will become, instantly, the single most lucrative free agent the sport of mixed martial arts has ever seen. Let that reality wash over you. Every promoter, every rival organization, every deep-pocketed investor looking to make a statement, they would all come calling. The kind of leverage McGregor would hold at that moment is almost unprecedented. A global icon, unshackled from his contract, sitting at the peak of his drawing power despite the injury, despite the years away, despite everything. Naturally, the UFC knows this, and there is no version of this story where Dana White and the promotion simply let their biggest star walk out the door without a fight of their own. A fight fought not in the octagon, but across negotiating tables, with numbers large enough to make headlines all on their own. Every insider, every analyst, every voice inside the business expects the UFC to pull out all the stops to keep McGregor under their banner, whatever the cost. So here we stand, at the edge of one of the most fascinating crossroads in modern sports history. A legend, forced to rebuild his body one more time. A promotion, bracing itself for a negotiation that could define its future. And a global fan base, holding its breath, waiting to see if the man once called unstoppable can defy the odds yet again. For now, the immediate mission is simple, even if the road ahead is anything but. Heal the knee, rebuild the strength, rebuild the confidence that comes from stepping back into that cage without the shadow of injury hanging overhead. Because if there's one image everyone wants erased from memory, it's those 69 seconds. Everyone, McGregor included, wants the next chapter to be defined by triumph, not disaster. And make no mistake, there will be a next chapter. Whether it unfolds inside the UFC or on some entirely new stage, one truth remains unshaken. Conor McGregor is not done writing this story. Not by a long shot. The countdown to next summer has already begun. The surgery looms. The rehabilitation looms. The contract negotiations loom. And somewhere out there, in an arena not yet chosen, on a night not yet decided, the world will once again turn its eyes toward one man, waiting to see if the unicorn can rise again. Because if Dana White is right, and there truly will never be another Conor McGregor, then everything happening right now isn't just the aftermath of one brutal night. It's the setup for one of the greatest comeback stories the sport has ever seen, or the closing pages of a legend who finally ran out of time. Either way, one thing is certain. The world is watching, and it isn't looking away anytime soon.